1, 2, 3, 4. You happy? I'm happy too.
Hi everybody! The first lesson, you can use it in your practice for about 2 months to my thinking, as I did it. Generally, you should. The first lesson is aimed at being involving and interesting and make your lesson amusing for children, your lessons. Thus, however, this is only one of the tasks. The other task is to teach them something. The children should develop their dancing skills and should learn something even during these 2 months. Here, both tasks are very simple. It's very important to combine dance techniques, teaching methods, and children's entertainment correctly. Walk, walk, walk. Stop. No one moves. I look. Jane moves. Mary too. Julie beat. Good, go on. Go on, bend legs. The ceiling is low, we should bend the legs. Warming up is based on it, as if there wasn't any teacher's commentaries, emotional and communicative moments. When the teacher interacts with children, then there would be a simple warming up of head, neck, shoulders, diaphragm, hips, knees, legs, and some small combinations. When we move hands and legs at the same time and there appears some movement, or you do plie and stand up and move the corpus, head, arms, and so on. There is nothing new to tell you, and nothing new in movement techniques for you to know. The point is, and the most interesting thing is your attitude and unique emotional state in the state of playing. For example, if we say that we are going to warm up the head, we understand that children are not keen on simply turning the head, and it is also maybe not interesting even for adults, maybe only in the case of studying in dance school. We can turn the head. Of course, we understand the task of turning the head, turn it to the side further and straighten the neck, and so on. But we can make a child do it correctly only by simulating some game situation. For example, by saying that someone held him. For example, you may learn it from a lesson. Someone held you, turn head backwards. Firstly, the child may turn his body or be afraid to turn around, as he is still very shy, and you should explain and develop the situation. Defend yourself, or who took iPhone, I don't know. The child would... You should gradually simulate the situation when he becomes some character. And give your heart. Yes. Do what I show you, Bob. Give your heart to me. Thanks, darling. And heart. Good. Heart. And now? Heart. Very nice. Heart. Good. The character of some small situation, but you don't give him a new name or not any other sense. Don't make him good or bad, and never tell him anything like this is good and this is bad, that this movement is bad and this one is very good. No, never say it. Movements should be different. It could influence the muscle position or the child's ability to stretch up on tiptoe, and so on. So this is warming up. Get angry and relax. Again, get angry. Show all your teeth. Yes. And relax. Open the mouth. Relax. Open. Relax. Smile and open the lips only on one side. And on the other side. Good. Continue. Good. One more time. Nice. And smile from ear to ear. Nice. And more, relax. What I was just talking about is connected, for example, with the exercise of Biscay and in trade, changes in character. At first, we teach children to concentrate on the situation of defending and saying stop. So, how he can do it with his arm, not using words, but firstly, he does it simply with his hand. Of course, we should explain him how the arm moves, but I don't recommend you doing it. During first lessons, let them move it as they want, fast, slowly from up and down, or maybe bend. The child might not look like a dancer, let him look like he is. He should catch the character moments. And only then you will say, for example, in 4 lessons, you will say that the arm should move along the body, and only in this case the movement becomes more unexpected for the viewer or for himself in the mirror than simple movements of arms to show stop. And there are lots of situations which can help children express the movements emotionally and understand it. For example, who took my phone? Children don't understand. A woman, me for instance, comes to the child who is on the lesson for the first time, and I ask him, did you take my phone? Or anything else, my sweets? Now shrug the shoulders. Who took my phone? I don't know. Daniel, have you taken the sweets? No, I don't know. And who did it? I don't know. Shrug the shoulders, they're up. High to the ears, higher, higher, higher. Then we bring the hands down, we drop them down. You should play with them, tell them, say no, help them. Then the child relaxes and see how another girl says it, when I ask her, and how another boy says it, and so on. There are a lot of movements in modern choreography which are connected with some so-called opening and closed body, in my opinion. These movements are very effective and can express many different states. And as I think they are very beautiful for viewers and for dancers as well. When we close fully, it is a set of exercises. Usually people are studying it in details only on the 2nd year of practicing, but I offer teaching children how to close the body in the beginning of studying. Teach them how to open the diaphragm, move shoulders, how to direct elbow down, how to move arms to close, and something else. Don't make children raise one arm up and straighten the other down. Don't make them do it, let them do it as they can. Or how to open the body, how a child can do it, how he can open his diaphragm. Everything is important. There also are some playing movements and warming up, maybe they're in the other lesson, but they're also very interesting. You can use them in your lessons. For example, when we say that, of course there we can use such imagery things as darts of love or palettes, of course not rude things. For instance, when we do like this, and pretend someone shot me in slow motion, children do the movements very accurately. They open the diaphragm forward and then raise the arms and slowly get down to the floor and then stand up slowly. They pretend to be Superman and other heroes which are interesting for children, and in the process they imagine they are their favorite hero and can do the necessary movements more accurately and actively. Thus, emotional moments help us achieve the desired result. And here also we practice falling down on the floor, which is an exercise which is usually given to dancers in 2nd or 3rd year of studying. Well, what else? This movement can be used, maybe at the beginning of this movement, opening or while opening and closing chest, bring hands and legs together and open. Push the diaphragm forward and say meow! Meow! Shout louder, feet wide apart. What for am I talking to children during dancing? Firstly, the task is to comfort the child. How to say, only the last goal is to make child dance without thinking of how he looks right now, what is he doing, is it good or bad. Such evaluative moments are avoided by making children comfortable in body, in throat, voice, using these game moments. For example, a cuckoo exercise. Make a house with the arms overhead. There's a little cuckoo, and she doesn't want to talk to anyone and hides in the house. Well, hide the head, close your eyes, and hide the face, and then vice versa. We want to talk to everyone. Look out of the house, straighten the neck, and stare with big eyes. Stretch out the lips and say cool, cool. Yes, but hold the arms, don't break the house. The back is flat, shoulders are down, and hold a beautiful house. Let's begin, Cindy. And hide, cuckoo, hide, cuckoo, hide, cuckoo, hide, cuckoo, Anna, cuckoo, cuckoo, hide, cuckoo, and hide. I for one think that the more different emotional states you can notice in children during dancing, the more interesting it would be to watch it. I think it's very important for a child not to feel like a little point in a crowd, but to feel that he is dancing alone, and there are some more children around him. However, every lesson I tell every child that he, Yan, Bob, or Tony, or Misha, he dances fantastically, and it is so. This is a very important part of all my lessons, which you can watch or hear from my commentaries. I strongly recommend you not to teach two girls to dance identically. For this purpose, there's different schools, houses, and universities all over the world. Here they are. There they have these very goals. I suppose that modern choreography should become his state of personal identity of every child, and the first point to this goal is voice. When he says cuckoo, or when he says I don't know, accompany the movement and express it more and more vividly from lesson to lesson. Or when children say their names, this moment is also very interesting. When they say their names after telling the poem for the first time, we learn this poem just to keep the rhythm and set of exercises, and to make them a close-knit collective. What is my name? I don't know. What is your name? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All in all, we are 11. Lucy, Lena, Sadie, Catherine, Sarah, Roy, Anna, Butterfly, Bob, Alice, Jane. When they say their name for the first time, they may not say it at all, or may be very shy. I think that we should help children in dancing process. Let him firstly say his name, then the name of some character, of this or that princess. Let it be good or evil hero. It is very important. No, no, yes, yes, begin. No, 2, 3, 4, no, 2, 3, 4, yes, 2, 3, 4, yes, 2, 3, no, 2, 3, 4, no, 2, 3, 4, yes, 2, 3, 4, yes, 2, 3, 4. It is also important to accompany some movements with words. Usually, these are movements of so-called opening, because there's no sense in talking about clothing exercises. Do opening movement and say yes or say no. Well, it is the inner movement which can make them do their own movements, not the movements I made up, or you come and tell a girl how to move the arms. This girl should understand and learn it herself. It's not a must, it just would be perfect if she understood how to move her body, she would hear the music and would feel comfortable. She would try many other movements. How should I do this very movement? While opening, yes, we said it, and she can use it while dancing on the different accompaniment with different character. We were defending, now we're scared. Make some face, stand on the tiptoes, and roar, bend the brows, show the crouches, yes, and arms down, scare, and drop, scare, and drop, and moreover the first exercises which you can see in the first lesson, the exercises to comfort the children emotionally and to give them some skills, and they will still repeat your movements, so we give them our own skills and body movements. They will jump as you do, but with their own specificity. They will move their hands and arms as you do, but with their own character. And then you can combine some movements. Of course, you couldn't do only warming up on the lesson. Even on the first one, from time to time you should play with children, play different games which you can find on the internet, or just remember your childhood, there are many of them. You should just adapt them to the dancing process. A star? A star? Yes. A star, good. Crocodile. Hippopotamus, who are you? I've said it, alligator, okay, good. Who are you? Show sea creatures or other characters, or dance in a circle, or any other short dances. Images are simply all froze and we should guess who this is. You can imagine some funny beetles which spin on the floor. By the way, these movements are rather complicated as they are whole body coordination exercises. But you can give children these complicated exercises even on the first lesson, as it is very interesting for them. And you should let them relax a bit. Then, in the first part of the lesson, which you can use for about 2 months, I deemed it expedient to teach children some short dances, and then gradually, from playing funny games and from this emotionality, from their warm-up, accuracy, readiness, understanding of movements, how to move arms and back, you should come to some sets, small sets of funny movements. These are such dances as washing dance, driver's dance. The easiest dance which I started from is guitar player's dance and renovation dance and a lot of other different dances. Put off dirty clothes, smell it, ew, and when I wash my dirty clothes, well done Bob, rinse the clothes, wring it, wring it, wring it, wring it, and we hand it to dry. And relax, just relax, and put on clean ones. Very good. It is not necessary to say, 1 I wash my clothes, 2 I wash my clothes, rinse it, wring the clothes and relax. Each time you dance the washing dance, you don't have to do it, but a child will say it to himself. It helps him to learn the dance easier, words and movements, and that's all. The whole system of child's body works. Even at night, if you start saying, "While I wash," he and his body will make the movements automatically, and it does work. In the process of learning and practicing, it really helps, and then you should only to perfect the movements, and as a result you can achieve dancing skill. Thus, 2 months you learn these dances, and the other 2 months before the new year you perfect them. As it is said by some choreographers, when you perfect the movements and the dance, you learn how you do the washing movement, how you straighten the arms, and how you do rinsing movement, that the hip should also move and how they move. Here in 2 months you explain them why they were doing hip exercises on warming up when they thought that they were little monkeys and wagged the tails. Here and now they can understand that they should sit down lower, turn the hip to the side more, and here this dance works on you. Because the child doesn't hesitate about what should he do next. He already knows all the movements. You also can make up your own dances. They always should be logically arranged, should include some funny and clear movements, should be quite easy. There might not be some character or emotional movements with turns or some blocks. Movements are easy: scissors, scissors, body anatomy and clap. Well, what for these dances are necessary? Firstly, their basic aim is unity, synchronicity of movements, and preparation for some result. As you should not just show the parents how to teach their children to dance, that's not the main point, but children should know that they enjoyed themselves, they played, they felt good, it was rather easy and pleasant for them, it was interesting and they didn't notice the work that they've done, but they will show it on one of the concerts, and using all these small meaningless dances, they will make a good dance routine, and it would be cool. It would be a very good result. And you should involve these small dances into all lessons, including the first one, using sets and parts of movements. Move the arms and move the legs, jump and wider, jump, feet wider, jump, feet wider, jump, wider, jump, wider, and march. Defend yourself, march. Dancing these small sets of movements, children should not only wash these imaginary clothes which you made up, but you should help. You should help them relieve tension, and I will tell you how you can do it. A child may wash his state in his understanding. He washes, he erases the dirt, hurt, bad weather, lack of sweets, or anything else. You should understand that a child won't come to your lessons, learn your dances, won't do the movements accurately, won't listen to you if he doesn't feel better, happier after your lessons, after the lesson which I offer you to teach children. What I offer you to teach them. A child should relax physically and mentally, and it's very easy for a child, much easier than for an adult, because even though he is shy, even though he is very scared, if someone scolded a little, even though he can hesitate in some moments, even though he can consider himself as a not concentrated child, and so on. But after lessons, he should feel that he is an attentive boy, concentrated boy, the most active boy, with good coordination of movements. And if it is a girl, then she should be the most beautiful girl, the brightest girl, who should not think, but it would be perfect if before the lesson, during the lesson, and after the lesson she should think, I am Anna, or I am Mary. I'm not a usual Mary, I'm Mary. And she should understand it with her body. She should know how she should move her arms every time. And when you ask her name, she should say, I'm Mary, or I'm Mary, I don't know. She should, with the help of her movements, state skills which you should give to the children, to girls and boys. Not like do this, do that one too, but the skills which are given from you in a unique and clear way. She should have the skills and feel comfortable. Improvisation, dance, good, very good, well done. Sit down, and rotate 1. Improvisation is a very interesting thing, and these lessons are the beginning of it. I usually do it at the end of the lesson. When children already caught the rhythm, warmed up, played enough, jumped a lot, listened to you and so on, and here they feel most comfortable, as it is possible even on the first lesson. On the very first lesson, when children come for the first time, even on this lesson, you should give, for instance, give them a simple rhythm of 16 beats of 8 and 8 beats. Here we jump for 8 beats and turn for another 8 beats. Again jump for 8 beats, and here give them 8 beats to dance as they want, sitting on their places. A child can continue jumping, doesn't matter, you shouldn't tell them to think over and decide how to dance now. No, dance as you like. If you want, you can jump. A child may ask you if he can just stand. Yes, just standing is also a complicated dance, I think. A girl may ask if she can spin around. There are also children. I have such a girl who always wants to run around the hall. I let her run around. This is the beginning of improvisation. There should be no limits, and it is very important if you doesn't show your improvisation for these 8 beats. The children won't show you their improvisation, as they don't understand what to do, as they were repeating your movements for 50 minutes or 40 minutes or how you work with them. And suddenly you say that they can dance as they want. Don't say the complex word improvisation, you can say it in 2 months. On one of the lessons you can say children and now improvisation, and will understand that this very exercise is called improvisation. They will understand it quickly. Rotate, sit down. This part stand up. Lucy, Cindy, Jane, Lena, others keep sitting and continue doing bend of the head. 1. There also is an interesting thing. It is not good to tell one boy to do his improvisation alone in front of others. That's wrong, you shouldn't do it. I offer you to divide them into groups, depending on the number of the children. But there should be at least 2 groups. One group stand up and do the improvisation, and you say, yes, dance, cheer them up. Yes, Mary, dance as you like, what you want, some easy explanations. And say to the other group that they should clap and cheer others up. They are dancing fantastically now, the first group. They don't understand who is the first group, who is the second. It's better to remember their names, even though it is complicated. However, it is the best variant. For example, Lucy, Cindy, and that one, you should stand up and dance, and you should say to the others that they should continue and you should cheer them up. However, if you see that some children can dance, you should group them correctly. Don't put the shyest children into one group, because they may stand up, look at each other and think, what should I do? And you will have to help them dance yourself. Of course you can do it, but anyway you should come to the situation that you are in the group of children who are viewers, and dancing children should be in the spotlight, as it is the improvisation. And I suppose that during first 4 months, this exercise of improvisation took us about 10 minutes beforehand. Each time they've come up with more and more interesting movements, they tried to do it differently. One girl saw how another girl danced and began to repeat the movements. It is also very important. You should praise children for that, as when we imitate someone's movements, they can become mine. As the same works during lessons, as children repeat your movements and they become their movements. If you praise Lucy, for example, for her movements, do as Lucy do and let them do it. It doesn't mean that they will dance like Lucy for the whole life. As today they dance like Lucy and the movements became there, then tomorrow they will add other movements and they will never dance as Lucy does. Because anyway, if I am Mary, I will dance like Mary, who do the movement which Lucy made up. Boom and down. Well done, Anna. And hovers. One. Very good, Anna. Nice. Good. And line up behind me. Carefully. I also recommend you, if your children are of the same age as children in my lessons, of 5, 6, 7 years old, I recommend you to begin and finish the lessons in the form when you are the head and they go one after another behind you. And here, not the technique is important, but that you are a leader. You should. It doesn't matter how they go behind you. You shouldn't pay attention to the details here. It isn't necessary. You show them some plain movements. We can wave hands, straighten the back. And how should we finish and quit the lesson? As I always do, children quit like stars. This principle is very good. You should teach them it from the very beginning. The back is flat, shoulders are down, neck straightened, top of the head is directed up, and always raised one arm up. Also, it is also very important for parents. Their child may quit the lesson like this, "Oh, I'm very tired," or like this, "Yes, I've practiced and now I'm going home." But the child quits the lesson like a star. Another thing is that he won't hold the arm accurately like this at the beginning, but anyway, you explain him from the first lesson and show it who the dancer is.
Are you happy?
You happy?
Are you happy? Can you feel it? Are you happy? So much joy in the world for every boy, every girl. Do you know it? Do you know it?
I'm happy too.